What's up with y'all? It's Nick back at it again with another video for y'all.
If you with your girl, let me hear you say what? What? What?
This is a question I've been asked many times. Shout out to Samantha for sending in this question. Would you consider top surgery, or are you okay with your boobs? And today I want to get into how to find comfort in your masculinity and in your femininity, because it kind of goes hand in hand with the question that Samantha just asked me. I'm on the fence a lot of the time. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I didn't have any boobs. And for the most part, I'm okay with them. Because I'm somewhere in the middle, I learned how to embrace my body and the feminine things about my body. And I just learned that, you know, I can kind of work around it. Obviously, everyone's perspective is different because I wear like a C, a B, or a C cup. Like literally, I don't even remember what I think it's a C. There are studs and masculine women out there who have bigger breasts than I do, so it's more of an issue for them. I hear it from a lot of my stud bros who actually have bigger breasts than I do, and they're like over it. They can't stand it. Their back hurts, everything like that. So I'm sure there are many women who struggle when they have bigger breasts. I'm a little bit on the fence of where I would love to have top surgery. At the same time, I do love my boobs. To me, if I have to go and have surgery for something, I really like to make sure I'm 100% certain that I want to do it and won't have any regrets and everything like that. The way I feel like I went about making the decision to get top surgery or not to was asking myself, does this affect my mental health? It's just not something that's a priority for me, that's just bothering me on a daily basis. So for me, I'm okay, and I learned how to embrace the body that I have. Don't get it twisted. I would much rather not have to buy a bra or wear one. I would much rather be able to take my shirt off on a regular hot summer day and just walk around. Like, that would be ideal for me. You know what I'm saying? That would be awesome. You know, if top surgery was free, I would probably go and do it. Because it's not, I feel like I can go ahead and live with it. You know, my boobs aren't that big. I'm not opposed to having them. I actually like them. I'm a woman. I embrace that fully. Like, I've learned completely how to fall in love with my body and what I have. I believe strongly that this is the vessel that was assigned to my soul. So like, I really did my best to fall in love with every piece of it. Not to say that it's wrong to change it. You can go ahead and change whatever you want. That's the blessing of having your own vessel. Do what you want to it. Tweak it if you like. Do whatever makes you happy in this lifetime. It's just not at the top of my priority list for something that I want done. I know for a lot of people it is number one, and they can't like move past that. You know, I see a lot of people that struggle, people on TikTok, people on Instagram that have posted their struggles with this, and they ended up having top surgery because it was something that made their lives better, made their lives easier, and just made things more clear in the mental for them. If you're that person, then obviously you should probably take those next steps. But for myself, personally, because it's not at the forefront of my day-to-day problems, I decided that I'm probably not gonna ever have top surgery. Honestly, guys, it wasn't like overnight that I accepted my body. There was a lot of things. Like, when I was younger, I was way more hyper masculine than I am today. Today, I embrace my femininity, and I am way more comfortable with my body and accept my body 100% versus a long time ago when I just didn't have the education. I didn't do any research. I didn't read any motivational books. I wasn't pretty much doing the work that required me to actually fall in love with myself. If you're like me and you're kind of on the fence and you're just looking for a better way to embrace your femininity, here's a few things that you can do. The first thing would be read self-help books. I read a lot. Like, I try to read every night. If you read a chapter a day, you could literally read a book a month. It's not that difficult into fitting it into your schedule. Maybe you cut back on binge watching movies or binge watching series. Some of the books that I love, I'll put them down in the description box below and you can check them out. Definitely a good place to start. One from myself is The Power of Now, and embracing everything in the now is like what I live by. Another thing is using positive affirmations. Talking out loud to yourself is really powerful. Sometimes I look into the mirror and say, I am in love with my body. Your brain works like a computer. You have to reprogram it because it's just gonna kind of revert to what you're used to. So if you teach your brain a new way of thinking, it's going to pick up those patterns and you're going to constantly be thinking that way instead of reverting back to the old program. When I'm struggling with something, I literally have to convince my mind to believe that we are not struggling in here. You know, we are trying to get things right. When I feel like I'm having some sort of like body dysmorphia, or I feel like I'm not embracing myself, like I literally talk to myself in the mirror and say like, look, Nick, you look really good. I love the way you look. You know, I just talk to myself in the best way that I can. In order to fall in love with yourself, you really have to love yourself. You really have to appreciate everything about you. I love the color of my skin. I love my hands. I love my teeth. I love my eyes. Say good things about yourself in the mirror as much as you can. After a while, it's just on constant, and can't nobody mess with you, not even yourself. That's the best part about it, is like when I was falling in love with myself, I literally just told myself every day everything that I had an issue with, even down to having boobs. You just have to say things over and over again until you believe it and it becomes that reality. Our brain is like the most powerful tool that we have. So a lot of self-help, a lot of self-talks in the mirror, and I promise you, you stay consistent with those things and you start really looking at yourself different. As I got older, I really started embracing my femininity, and I realized that, you know, I was really conforming to a label that I identified with as a kid, and that was a stud. Obviously, Diamond and I started one of the biggest platforms, Studology 101, a long time ago, and based off being studs. As I grew up, I started realizing life is way more than a label. You know, I am way more than a label. And for me today, I don't so much identify as a stud. I could literally just say I am me, but people seem to like need something more than that. You know, people just always need a definition. They always need a label on something. So when somebody asks me, am I a stud? For me, it's the closest thing that identifies with a masculine of center woman. So I'm like, yeah, I'm a stud, whatever. The label doesn't define who I am. As I grew up, I started separating more from the label and just being myself. And sometimes myself includes femininity. Like, I like to get my eyebrows done. I like to go get a wax. I like to do things that are feminine. I like pedicures, I like manicures, I like being pampered. So there's a lot of things that are more feminine that I actually like to do. And as I got older, I was like, man, why not embrace these things? What's wrong with it? There's not an issue. But see, society has made it to where if you're in a label, you gotta act a certain way, be a certain way, do certain things. And that's just not how it works. Just know that it is okay to be whoever you are and embrace your masculinity and femininity at the same time without having to conform to a label if you don't feel like it. But yeah, I hope that answers your question, Samantha. Thank you so much for leaving me questions. If you guys have any questions, please leave me a comment down below and I'll do my best to respond through video. Before y'all go, make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button and the bell right next to it so y'all can stay notified when I upload on my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. We all we got.
I'm living life and it's good. I'm doing every single thing as I should. I still put in work, nothing less than I would. You can never knock me off.